These history shorts are quietly pulling in millions of views across different platforms, and almost nobody is paying attention. There's a TikTok creator who grew to over 200,000 followers in a short period of time simply by posting these short history videos, with nearly every upload pulling massive numbers. And it became so big that he even launched his own paid course teaching others how to create videos in this niche. But this is where things start to get even crazier. While these videos are performing extremely well on TikTok, barely anyone is doing them on YouTube, and the few that do exist are already gaining serious traction. That's why in this video, I'm going to walk you through the entire process from start to finish, showing you exactly how to create these high-performing history shorts. But first, let me explain. These videos are taking off for a few key reasons. First, they cover some of the most crazy and controversial history topics that grab attention instantly. Then they use engaging visuals that make the video feel much more dynamic and interesting. And they follow a strong storyline that keeps people watching all the way through. And this formula is exactly why the algorithm favors them and pushes them out to a much wider audience. Now, because AI tools have become so advanced, it's now possible to create these videos in just a few minutes by using the right tools. That's why I've put together a fully updated blueprint, so that by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to create history shorts that are built to perform well. Now, to make everything easier for you, I've split this video into two parts. In the first part, I'll show you how to create high-performing history shorts using an advanced tool that handles most of the heavy lifting for you, making the whole workflow much easier. And in the second part, I'll show you how to create even stronger videos by using multiple free AI tools, so you won't have to spend a single dollar to get started. So now let's start with the first part of the video, which takes us straight to one of the most important steps, which is creating a highly engaging script. And here's the thing, if you just create a basic robotic script and use it for your video, it most likely won't trigger the algorithm to push it. That's why now, I'm going to show you how to create a script that's structured in a way that's already proven to work, so watch closely. Now, to start off, open the prompt file that you can find inside my free Telegram channel linked in the description. Once you're inside, you'll find the full video script prompt, so make sure to copy it from start to finish. With that done, open a new ChatGPT session and paste the prompt into the input section below. I created this prompt specifically to give you everything you need for the video creation process, and it's extremely important that you use the exact same prompt I'm using here. And once you run this prompt, ChatGPT will provide you with a list of 10 video ideas tailored to the history niche, and all of the ideas are structured around proven performance principles, so you can confidently choose any of them. So now that the ideas are ready, pick the one you like the most and enter the number of that idea into the prompt section below. Then click Generate. And just like that, ChatGPT will provide you with a full script based on the idea that you have selected. Now, because we used the correct master prompt, the script will already include the key elements designed to maximize viewer engagement and overall performance. And with the script ready, you will be ready for the next step. Now, here's the thing. So far, we've only focused on creating the script. And that's intentional, because you don't need to spend time dealing with complicated image prompts or animations, because the tool we're about to use handles all of that for you. The tool that I'm talking about is called VexUp, and you can find the link in the description below. Once you are in, start by creating a new video project, which will take you to the first step. Now, as you can see, you can choose between a couple of interesting video types, but the one we'll be using is the text to video feature, so make sure to select that one. Once that's done, click on the button above, which will take you to the format settings. Here you have two formats to choose from, so make sure to select the vertical format since that's the short form format. Now, with that done, click on the button above again, which will take you to the voice settings. First, you'll see a narrator section where you can choose a narrator for your video, but make sure to set it to no narrator. Next, below that, you'll find a list of voices that you can use for the voiceover. This step is completely up to you, so feel free to choose the voice you like the most. In my case, I'll use the Michael voice since I like how it sounds. Now, with that done, scroll back up and navigate to the next step where you'll need to enter the video script. You can also create a script directly here, but since we've already created one, head back to the ChatGPT session from before and copy the entire script from start to finish. Next, go back into VexUp and paste the script into the script section right here. So now that the script is in place, click on the button above, which will take you to the style settings. As you can see, here you can choose between multiple style options that allow you to create videos in different niches, but the one we'll be using is the AI cinematic, which works very well for the history niche. So now that everything is ready, click on the generate button right here, which will initiate the generation process. This process won't take more than 5 minutes, and once it's done, as you can see, the entire video will be automatically created for you, including all of the visuals, the voiceover, captions, and animations. So now that the video is created, let me show you how to adjust it further. For example, if there are some scenes that you don't like, you can simply click on the modify button on that scene. Here, you'll find multiple features, but the most important one is the edit feature. As you can see, first you can upload your your own video or image to replace the scene. You can also replace the scene with a stock video, where you'll find tons of options to choose from. But the main feature here is the built-in generator, where you just need to enter any prompt you like, then choose a style in the style section below. Here, you'll find many different styles, and in that way you can regenerate the entire scene and replace the old one with the new version you create. In my case, all of the visuals came out really good, so I won't need to change any of them. Now that all of the scenes are looking good, the next thing you can customize are the captions. First, you can change any text sections you want, especially if you notice any mistakes in your script. Then you can adjust the style of the captions, where you'll find a couple of good-looking pre-made templates to choose from. As you can see, all of the templates look pretty good, and it's up to you to choose the one you like the most. In my case, I'll use this template right here. Next, you can adjust the text size and also the text position. This part is optional, but you can copy the settings that I'm using here if you'd like. So now that the captions look good and the script is correct, the next thing you can customize is the sound. Your video will automatically have background music included. You can enable it by clicking on this button right here, and the music that's added will match the vibe of your video. Next, you can adjust the volume of that track using the volume slider. In my case, I'll leave it at around 10%. Now, if you don't like the music that was automatically added, you can go to the music section below and choose any track you prefer, and you'll find a wide variety of different options that you can use. And if you want even more control, you can upload your own track by clicking on this button right here. That way you'll have full control over the background music in your video. However, I'll stick with the track that was automatically created, since it already fits the overall vibe of the video. So now that the background music is in place, the next thing you can customize is the style of your video. First, there is the thumbnail feature where you can adjust the thumbnail. Basically, there are 4 thumbnails you can choose from, so it's up to you to select the one that you like the most. You can also change the text included in the thumbnail, but I don't recommend changing it since the text is already designed to perform well. Now with that done, the next thing that you can do is adjust the hook in your video. Basically, you can choose between 2 hook styles, and once again, it's up to you to decide which one you prefer, but in my case, I'll use this style right here. Now you can adjust the hook text in this section right here, although I also recommend leaving it as it is since it's already optimized. You can even change the display duration of the hook, and I recommend setting it to around 4 seconds since that's a well-balanced setting. Now with the hook in place, you can also add your own logo to the video so others can't easily reuse your content. This feature is pretty useful, so I recommend adding your logo. Now, another interesting feature you can customize are the video transitions. Here you'll find a few transition options to choose from, and I'll leave this up to you. But in my case, I really like how the fade transition looks, so I'll use that one. Now another thing that you can do is you can add an overlay to your video which can enhance the overall look. This depends on the style you're going for, so choose what fits your video best. And if you do add an overlay, make sure to adjust the intensity in the settings below. In my opinion, setting it to around 50% gives a balanced look. In my case, I won't use an overlay since it doesn't match the vibe of my video, so I'll remove it in the settings above. With that done, another cool feature is the border feature, where you can add stylish borders to your video. This can help your content stand out, but again, it's completely up to you whether you want to use it. Now the last feature in the style section is the filter feature, where you can apply different filters to your video. You'll find 3 filters to choose from, and you can also customize each one in the settings below. However, I won't use any filters since they don't match the overall vibe of my video. So now that you know how to adjust the style, the last thing you need to do is open the settings above and check the frame rate. Make sure to set the FPS to 60 because it will make your video look much smoother. Now with that done, your video should be fully ready to be exported, but before you do that, make sure to quickly double check all of your scenes just to be safe. To export the video, click on the export button above, which will initiate the rendering process, and once it's finished, your video will be fully complete. As you can see, VexHub will also provide you with an optimized title, script, and description that you can use. Another important section here is the virality score, which estimates your video's performance potential. In my case, the virality score is 95, which is pretty solid. Now to download the video, simply click on the download button above, and that's pretty much it. So now that the video is ready, let's finally see how it came out.
When a storm destroyed his bridge, a king declared war on the ocean. In 480 BC, Xerxes I, ruler of the mighty Persian Empire, was preparing to invade Greece. To move his massive army across the narrow strait known as the Hellespont, he ordered engineers to build an enormous floating bridge of ships. Then, disaster struck. A violent storm tore the bridge apart, scattering wood and rope into the sea. Enraged, Xerxes did something almost unbelievable. He commanded his soldiers to whip the water 300 times, as if punishing it for disobedience. Chains were cast into the waves, and the sea was symbolically branded as a traitor. The engineers responsible were executed, but the king did not retreat. He rebuilt the bridge and marched one of the largest armies the ancient world had ever seen into Greece. In the end, his invasion failed, and the empire that tried to conquer the sea would slowly begin to crack under its own ambition.
So now that I've shown you the first video creation method by using VexSub, let's move on to the second part of the video, where I'll show you how to create videos that are even better, but this time using only free AI tools, so watch closely. Now, to start off, open a new ChatGPT session and use the same script creation prompt that we have used before. Once that's done, everything is the same, so just click on the Generate button, and ChatGPT will create a list of 10 unique video ideas for the history niche. Now that the ideas are ready, choose the one you like the most, enter it into the section below, and then click on the Generate button again to start the process. And once it's done, ChatGPT will give you a brand new script that's unique and includes all of the key elements that help these videos perform well, which is exactly what we need. So now that the script is ready, copy it from start to finish and head over to a tool called 11 Labs, which we'll use to create the voiceover. To start off, paste the script into the text section right here. Next, open the voice section on the right, where you'll find tons of voices that you can use, and in my case, I'll use the Bill voice because I really like how it sounds. Then open the model section below, where you'll see a few different models. And here I suggest using 11v2 since it's pretty balanced. Now that everything is set, click on the Generate button to start the process. And once it's done, just like that, your voiceover is ready, and it was created entirely using free credits. Finally, click on the Download button right here to save it. And with that done, you are now ready for the next step, where I'll show you how to create highly engaging visuals for your video. So watch closely. To start off, open the prompt file from before, but this time you need to find the full visual prompt, which is this one right here. Next, open the same ChatGPT session where you created the script and paste the prompt into the input section below. I specifically designed this prompt to provide you with a full list of image and video prompts that you'll use to create the visuals. And it's very important that you use the exact prompt from start to finish so you get the best possible results. And once you run the prompt, ChatGPT will generate a complete list of image and video prompts that cover your entire script from beginning to end. It will also calculate the length of your script and provide a matching number of scenes, so this is all you need to get properly structured and optimized prompts. So now that the prompts are ready, we'll use Flow to generate the images. Once you're inside, open the settings panel below and select the image creation feature. Next, make sure to choose the portrait aspect ratio. Below that, copy the same settings I'm using here for the best results, although you can also use the regular Nano Banana model if you prefer unlimited generations. Now with that done, head back to the ChatGPT session and copy the full image prompt for the first scene. Then go back into Flow, paste the prompt into the input section below, and click Generate to start the process. And once it's finished, as easy as that, we've generated a set of 2 images that represent the first part of the script, and they came out looking amazing. Now that the first set is complete, go back into ChatGPT and copy the image prompt for the second scene. Then return into Flow and paste the prompt into the input section below. Now let me show you how to create consistent characters because you will need to know this. For example, this is the main character of my story, and she also appears in the second scene. To generate the same character again, open the reference section and select the image that includes your main character, which in my case, it's this one right here. With the reference image selected, click Generate again. Once the process is done, you'll see that we've created another set of images that represent the next part of the script, and both images include the same main character as before. This process is very simple, so just use the reference feature in scenes that include your main character, and in scenes without the character, just generate the images normally as before. Now just to save some time, I've already generated all of the images, and as you can see, they came out looking amazing. So now that all of the images are ready, download one image for each scene by clicking on the download button and choosing the original size. And with that done, you are now ready for the next step, where I'll show you how to animate all of the images that we have just created. Now for this step, we'll use the web version of CapCut, and I'll explain why shortly. Once you're inside, you'll see multiple features, but the one we'll use is the free video maker, which is this one right here. As you can see, there's a built-in video generator that opens when you click on this feature, but this part isn't important. You can simply type something random here, and once you click Generate, it will redirect you to the full version of the video maker. Now we are using this feature because, as you can see, it offers 300 seconds of video creation for free without requiring anything extra, which is exactly what we need. Now with that out of the way, open the features section below and make sure to select the video feature. Next, open the settings right here. First, you'll see the generation models. In this section, select the Cadence Pro Fast model since it's optimized and cost efficient. Then, in the quality settings, set the quality to 720p because it allows you to generate videos much faster. Below that, set the aspect ratio to 9:16 since that's the correct short-form format. Now the final thing you need to adjust is the video duration. In this section, I prefer using the 5-second duration since it's usually enough. However, if your scenes are longer, you can adjust the duration based on your needs. Now, with that done, head back into the ChatGPT session from before and copy the image to video prompt for the first scene. Next, go back into the video maker and paste the prompt into the prompt section right here. Once that's done, upload the first image into the reference section, which basically is the image that represents your first scene. And with the image in place, click on the generate button to start the process. This process is pretty fast, and once it's done, as you can see, we've created a video that represents the first scene. And to be honest, even though we're using the lower quality setting, the video still looks balanced. So now that the video is ready, the last thing you need to do is to export it by clicking on the export button right here. And with that done, you are now ready to generate the next video. Now head back into ChatGPT, and this time copy the image to video prompt for the second scene. Then return into the video maker and paste the prompt into the prompt section. This time, upload the image for the second scene into the reference section right here, and then click on the generate button again, which will initiate the generation process. The process will be the same as before, and once it's finished, as easy as that, you'll have another video which basically represents the second scene. And as you can see, this one came out looking amazing as well. So now that you know how to generate the videos, repeat the same process until you've turned all of your images into videos. And with that done, you'll be ready for the next step, where I'll show you how to edit everything together and turn it into a high-quality video. Now to edit the video, we'll use CapCut's desktop version, so go ahead and open it. Once you're inside, start by importing all of the assets that you have created so far, which are the voiceover and all of the videos. After that, drag the voiceover into the editing timeline below. Now with the voiceover in place, you'll notice these small gaps throughout the audio, which are basically short pauses that you'll need to trim. To fix this, place the playhead where a pause starts, then make a cut at that point, and then drag the next section closer to reduce the gap. This step is very simple, but keep in mind that you only need to remove the larger pauses. The smaller ones are fine and can stay, since they won't affect the flow. And to save some time, as you can see, I've already done this, and your timeline should now look similar to mine. So now that the voiceover is cleaned up, the next step is to select the video for the first scene and place it right at the beginning of the timeline. Then, listen to the voiceover and trim the scene so it matches the correct part of the audio. Once that's done, take the second video and place it right next to the first one. Again, go through the voiceover and adjust the timing so the scene aligns properly. Now to make this easier for you, you can go back to the ChatGPT session from before, where you can see exactly which scene matches which part of the script. You can follow that structure to make sure all of your visuals are placed correctly. In my case, I've already completed this step, and as you can see, all of my assets match the length of the voiceover perfectly, and your timeline should look similar to what I have right here. So now that all of the videos are in place, let's add the captions. To do that, open the text menu above, then navigate into the auto captions feature, and click on the generate button to start the process. This should be pretty fast, and once it's done, as you can see, captions will be added throughout the entire video. However, the captions may not look very good or be visible enough, so let's fix that. To start off, open the font section in the settings on the right, where you'll find tons of free fonts that you can use, and select the one you like the most. In my case, I'll use this one right here since I like how it looks. Next, scroll down to the size settings and adjust the size to around 115%, depending on the font, so the text appears slightly larger. After that, scroll down further and enable the shadow effect. Then set the opacity to the highest setting so the captions stand out clearly, and with that done, the captions now look much better and are far more visible, which is exactly what we want. So now that everything looks good, select all of the assets above the voiceover and create a compound clip, which will merge everything into one clean asset. Next, open the animation menu on the right side, go to the Out Animations, and enable the Fade Out animation to make the ending smoother. Now, with that done, the last thing you need to do is add a background music. To do that, open the audio menu at the top, then navigate to the music section, and then use the search bar to type any keyword that you prefer. In my case, I'll search for adventure-style tracks, and just like that, all of the matching tracks will appear. Now choose the one that you like the most, and then drag it below the voiceover in the timeline. Next, move the playhead to the end of the voiceover, and then trim the music track so it matches the length of the voiceover. Now that the background track is in place, in the settings on the right, lower the volume to around -20 so it doesn't overpower before the voiceover. Finally, add a 2-second fade out so the track ends smoothly. And with that done, your video is now fully complete and ready to go. Now to export the video, click on the export button right here, which will open the export settings. Make sure to copy the exact settings that I'm using, since they are optimized for this type of format. Now with that done, click on the export button below, and just like that, your video will be saved. So now that the video is ready, let's take a look at how it came out.
When Queen Isolde heard the prophecy, she did not try to outrun it. She tried to bury it. In the year 1423, after an astrologer warned that the sky itself would destroy her throne, Isolde ordered the impossible. She commanded her engineers to carve an entire capital beneath the mountains. Within 5 years, markets, palaces, and cathedrals stood in glowing caverns lit by oil and mirrored light shafts. Above ground, the old city was abandoned to dust. At first, the underground empire thrived. Crops were grown in artificial terraces. Trade routes were rerouted through hidden tunnels. Isolde declared the surface world cursed and sealed the gates forever. But sunlight is not easily replaced. The air grew heavy. Harvests failed. Children were born pale and sickly. Whispers spread that the prophecy had followed them below. One winter, the ventilation towers collapsed during a tremor. Smoke and stale air flooded the lower districts. Panic turned to riot. By the time the gates were reopened, half the kingdom had suffocated. The sky never destroyed Isolde's throne. She did.
So now that I've shown you the entire process for creating videos in this niche, what happens next is up to you. Starting early can make a difference because niches move quickly, and more creators will enter the space over time. Also, if this video helped you out, make sure to hit the like button and leave a comment below. And as always, keep pushing, and I'll see you in the next one.